How we doing, guys? Welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin. I'm going to do something a little bit different to usual. It's just a thought I was having the other day, and I thought I'd share it with you, and we could have a bit of a discussion going on. And I want to talk about film soundtracks. I was watching the new series of Stranger Things the other day, and as it's been going in the media, it seems like Kate Bush has had a bit of a resurgence in her popularity lately because that song's been used in the hit, really, Running Up That Hill. Fantastic song. Always liked that song. It was such a beautiful, atmospheric, eerie song, really. And it sounds just as fresh today as it always did. And it's used quite a lot throughout the series. I've not finished it yet. But to give away a slight spoiler, but this is like 4 episodes in, so it's not the big thing. It's not like a big, but a character basically ends up in a different dimension, and the show's all about interdimension, shall we say? I'm trying to keep it as vague as possible, but the guys figure out they play her favourite song, and then that sort of snaps her out of it, and it's sort of bit like Nightmare on Elm Street. When you're asleep, you're in that world and whatnot. And so when she's hearing the music, she realizes that she's in the reality is the other side, sort of thing. So kind of like in Nightmare on Elm Street, when they realize that they're in the dream, then all of a sudden it's the rules change, you know. And in this part, like a sort of portal to reality opens up, and she's running to get through this window, and so you've got the chorus of Running Up That Hill, and they've slightly rejigged the thing. They've added like strings and like orchestrations into it, and it was just like this really intense as she's running towards it, and rocks are falling next to her, and she falls over at one bit, and she has to get up again, and then she makes it through, snaps out of it. They rescue her. And then there's this beautiful shot where it's all the friends hugging together, and there's like a sunset behind them, and there's just this black silhouette of the 4 of them, the gang, and then it just fades, and then you just have those piano chords, that dun 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 dun. It's really powerful, and I thought it was really great, and the song just made it, and. Also, at the weekend, I took my boy to see the new Top Gun film, and they reusing the new film Danger Zone. And on the way home, we was playing the original Danger Zone in the car. I got it up on YouTube on the phone, and it just got me thinking about soundtracks, and they kind of died a death for the last couple of years, and just watching that again, it just really reminded me really like how much impact on a scene the right song can make. And I was just talking about, and it reminded me as well of the soundtrack to the film was like the ultimate companion piece to the film. Like you would often get your favourite film on video, and you'd have the soundtrack on CD, and that became a big thing as well, especially sort of in the 90s. A band getting a song on the soundtrack would be a major boost for the band, but that song would also be a major promotion for the film. Bands would center at the top end of the scale. You'd have like Guns N' Roses or AC/DC playing in the thing, and Arnold Schwarzenegger's in the audience. What was the one? Is it Big Jack? Not Big Jack, is it? Is it Big Jack? Can't remember now. But Last Action Hero. And you got AC/DC, and then Big Gun. That's it. And yeah, like Arnold Schwarzenegger does like an action scene. He's like lights his cigar with a stick of dynamite and then throws it. And I'm sure Arnie turned up as the Terminator in You Could Be Mine, Guns N' Roses, And yeah, like waiting for for us, especially when when I was young. Because say like I was too young to watch a certain film. I'd have to wait until it came out on video or came on telly or something like that. So watching like the music video would sort of be my way into the film sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, obviously you see this big collection. Here's two of the first albums I bought with my own money, and that was the Lost Boys soundtrack and the soundtrack to The Crow. And these two albums I still love to this day, and you know, especially The Crow, the amount of bands that this got me into. I mean, this is where I first heard Pantera, for God's sake, and Nine Inch Nails, for that matter. And I'm trying to think as well. I've got where is it? I mean, yeah, there's this bit different, but this is one of my favourite films, and I had to get the soundtrack to it. The music just carries it. Is A Bronx Tale. It plays like a musical. The amount of songs on this. This is 22 songs that are on this. And the way the music just flows through the film is fantastic. I mean, Martin Scorsese is another master of that. I mean, that film was actually directed by Robert De Niro. And I think Robert De Niro, you know, took a hint from Martin by using good music, you know. Quentin Tarantino, I mean, the soundtrack to his films probably sold just as much as the videos. And that's just gone missing, hasn't it? In easily the last 10 years. I mean, I can't remember last time. Well, it's hard to remember last fucking good film I actually liked. I mean, I think Hollywood's completely taken a shit in the last 10 years, and I think cinema is actually a dying art form. But I'll get into that with you another time. But yeah, the way with just seeing some articles at the moment, the way Stranger Things as well, a lot of people have been buying the soundtrack to that album. It's been a lot of people I've been seeing are sharing pictures of the vinyl because it's got that 80s synthesizer soundtrack, much in the vein of John Carpenter or I can't pronounce the name, Vigilius or whatever it is. You know, sort of Tangerine Dream, the Vangelis, that's it, who did Blade Runner. But yeah, people are getting into the soundtrack to that, and now with Kate Bush, that sort of, they reckon that's gone straight to the #1 again or something through streaming. I don't know, but yeah, it got me thinking about soundtracks, and they were important, and I enjoyed them, and I enjoyed buying the soundtrack or discovering music through a film soundtrack, and that must have been a really cool job, being the person that compiled them or got to choose music for it, and it gave a legway to a lot of bands. I really do think that. I think a lot of you watching this would go, yeah, I discovered this particular band through hearing this song that I liked on that particular film. So yeah, I just thought I'd put that out there. Tell me what you think, and yeah. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Where do you think soundtracks went wrong? Because again, I can't remember. I remember going to HMV and going to the soundtrack section. I don't even know if that has a soundtrack section anymore. It hasn't even occurred to me to even look. But yeah, do you remember soundtracks? What was your favourite movie soundtrack? And what did soundtracks mean to you? Let me know in your comments. And yeah, let's get a little chat going on. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.